The S&P 500 ended Tuesday choppy session, slightly lower as investors yearn for clarity on U.S. trade policy after President Donald Trump's latest tariff threats dampened hopes around talks with some trade partners. Wall Street equities had sold off sharply on Monday after Trump warned of sweeping new tariffs on goods from key trading partners such as Japan and South Korea and a range of smaller countries starting in August.
Tuesday's moves in U.S. indexes were less pronounced than in the previous session, but the benchmark S&P 500 and the tech-heavy Nasdaq spent the session fleeting between red and green as investors looked for direction from tariff headlines.
Overall, stocks today are taking the information about the tariffs in stride. Most of the activity that we saw yesterday has not continued into today, specifically the Tesla move. And I think that investors continue to kind of take everything in stride, taking profits where it makes sense, but not really moving into anything just yet, because we're still waiting to hear how the new tariffs and potential reciprocal tariffs, now that they're being extended, might impact things like semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, and the like. I think that the administration is losing some of the threat as they continue to show that they're willing to bend the rules, and they're not standing hardline on these deadlines because they realize that these tariffs would be bad for the economy, not great for America. And as a result, the threats are not having the intended effect on the countries that they're intended to target.
Trump appeared to broaden his global trade war with the announcement on Tuesday that he would put a 50% tariff on imported copper, while he said that long-threatened levies on semiconductors and pharmaceuticals were coming soon. The U.S. president said trade talks have been going well with the European Union and China, but added that he was only days away from sending a tariff letter to the EU. The market's cautious mood contrasted with the wild volatility that was unleashed after Trump's April 2 Liberation Day tariff announcements, which pushed the Nasdaq down sharply to confirm a bear market and send the Dow and the S&P 500 into a correction. Since then, Wall Street has rebounded to regain lost ground, with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 powering to fresh record highs last week as a solid labour market report helped ease fears of a recession.